Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. It is Friday morning, May 7th, 2021. Good day in the market yesterday, especially at the end of the day, a good close. We kind of floated in the middle of the day, but the buyers stepped back up. And if you know classic trading cliches, smart money controls the close. There's no other way to put it. So yesterday we got a good push into the close. The daily chart looked good. First time in 7 days, 8 days actually, that the SPY ETF closed above the opening price. So today we're going to talk about earnings. We're specifically going to talk about DraftKings stock price prediction. We're going to follow it up with looking at Penn National Gaming, which had earnings yesterday. And this is my new stock forecast for DKNG Stock. So stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. Yesterday was a good close for the market, but we're going to start out with my prediction for DraftKings stock, and especially coming off of Penn National Gaming earnings yesterday. So we're going to actually take a look at both of them before we go to the chart. So we're going to hop right over, and we're going to start out with Penn. Penn actually dropped yesterday despite good earnings, and really the biggest thing which a lot of companies are facing right now is matching the pandemic levels, matching the pandemic surge in subscribers with everybody staying home. I know that there's more sports coming out right now, but the bottom line is price doesn't lie. Penn National Gaming fell, and it's actually been getting hit. We actually were looking at the charts a couple of days ago, about a week ago actually, where we were looking for it to break out of this consolidation. It actually did. The stock traded lower. It's kind of muted right now, but what really the stock needs to do is get out of this. This is weighing down on it right now. There's just a lot of selling. We thought this is actually where we were looking for it to possibly catch a bid. Stock went into a pause again and actually traded lower off of earnings. Now, one of the biggest things is during a bull market, stocks usually catch a bid after they barely break down, but the stock is not improving in revenue, which brings me right over to DraftKings stock and my prediction for what's going to go on right now. Nothing has changed, okay? Earnings are scheduled to come out pre-market today. Nothing has changed. So DraftKings get to report after the March Madness, after the draft, the NFL draft. But what does that mean for the stock, right? Exactly what does that mean? So my prediction for the stock is more the same. I don't see anything that has changed here. Despite the fact that all of these major events have happened, the stock price has not gone up. So what does that mean? Well, if you've been actively trading DraftKings stock with us this year, this has been the level. I was going to highlight this and put it all the way across. 55.50 to be exact is the price that we've been watching. And I'm going to zoom this out here. You can see it hit it, and then finally took off and traded into new all-time highs. So that's the price that I'm watching right now. My prediction for DraftKings stock right now is it needs to get above 55.50, or I'm not going to be looking to buy the stock at all. And something that's super interesting about this is that one of the biggest things that we teach in the boot camp is you need to know your stocks. You need to know the natural price action of the stock. You need to know when it's trading well. You need to know when it's trading light volume. You need to know when you should be sizing up, and you need to know when you should look at something else. DraftKings right now has not been trading well. DraftKings stock has been drifting lower, and now it's actually below that key level where smart money stepped up and pushed it to new all-time highs. So my prediction right now for DraftKings, whether or not earnings are amazing right now, is remember, we talk about this every day, you're buying future earnings. You're not buying what happened. So we're really looking for guidance. We're looking for subscribers, and we're looking for increased margins. Any one of those three, good. All three of them, finally, we can start to see this downtrend break in price action, and we need to get above that 55.50 level with volume. One other stock I want to talk about today that is kind of off the radar, but we've been watching it every day. There's been really good volume, really good breakouts. We'll take a look at that one right now, and it's ASO. ASO Academy Sports and Outdoors announced a secondary offering, and this was just on Wednesday, right? So you can take a look at this. But what I want to point out here is the stock chart. The stock chart actually had a really good momentum move. It finally broke out of this level and paused for a while. Now, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that we're constantly looking at volume, right? This is a big thing. You want to see a push and a light volume pause, push and a light volume pause. We got to push, a light volume pause. We got to push, a light volume pause, and then volume step back in again. This is a stock I'm going to be keeping an eye on today, this week, going forward. Once the secondary kind of works its way into the price action, then we're going to look for another big volume push, which we call an energy candlestick, and then a pause. Once we get that, then we're going to look to start building a position in ASO stock. So that actually looks pretty interesting to me right now. One other thing we're going to focus on, as we do every day, hopefully you're taking a snapshot of this every day. I really like to inspire you to use what we're putting on the screen every day, which, by the way, if you're a regular viewer of the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, or if you're brand new, please click down and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Make sure you hit that alert button or alarm button, whatever it is down there. But just as importantly, give us a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. And definitely leave a comment below the video. We get back to everybody as soon as possible, okay? So what I want to talk about now is this. Let me actually go back over to the screen. Is this. Let me zoom this a little bit bigger so maybe you can see it. Is every day we give our community, every day we give bootcamp members the list of where the money's flowing from the week, from the day to the month. And we start to formulate pockets of opportunity where it's quote unquote easier to find ideas. And if you've been watching and you're a regular viewer, we've been all over basic materials and energy, and you can see why. Basic materials actually got stronger yesterday. But what we're going to focus on today is, if you can see the lines across, we are now going to focus on basic materials, consumer defensive, and financials. Financials, although it was number 5 on this list, actually had the largest list of stocks that met the criteria. And a few of them, the key ones, if you watched yesterday's video, the breakout video yesterday, those are the stocks that we were looking to trade on the breakout. Energy stock, although it is number 2 over the week, you can see over here it petered out a little bit as far as the buying pressure, and some of them are actually hitting into resistance. There's a couple of them that we're going to look at today, but that's really what you want to focus on today, is really being where the money is and staying away where it's not, which is kind of interesting. If you look on the bottom here, technology, this is by far the easiest, quickest way to become a successful trader and to really feel like you expect to make money, really feel like you should make money. It's because you're in the right stocks. And we're calling them SWACs now, stocks with a catalyst, whether it's a technical catalyst, whether there's more behind that. Technology is in the doghouse right now. Does it mean it's going to stay there? No, does not mean it's going to stay there. But right now, for the moment right now where we're trading, we can't be trading stocks that are kind of out of favor right now. Could they explode today? Sure. Will we trade them if they're a good day trade? Sure. Are they lining up perfectly to be A+ trades? No. So that means that you need to have the same kind of list intraday to know that if the tide is turning, you can maybe make a day trade, but the bigger juice, the bigger trade, maybe even the bigger size on the stocks that have a little bit more order flow over time. So as we say, there's the day's worth of order flow, the week's worth of order flow, the month's worth of order flow. You start to combine the days, the weeks, and the month, and then you're trading with the smart money, because let's face it, smart money accumulates stock positions over time. They don't just go in and say, give me 5 million shares. So when you start to see the clues, like we did in the energy stocks early last week, and we had a great trade in them probably for about 10 days, that's what you want to learn how to do. And if you want to learn how to do with me, definitely click down below and learn more about the bootcamp and learn why some traders always seem to make money, and maybe that'll eventually be you. So we're going to head on over to the charts. We're going to take a look at, let's see, let me go back over here, and let me go back over to the charts. Okay, so what we're going to take a look at now, as I said, those 3 different sectors, very good pockets of opportunity, but some of them are a little bit extended. So what I mean by that, excuse me, in the industrials, UPS looks great. This one actually paused. If UPS gets above 216, that's the level I'm going to be looking at. FedEx, obviously, right there with it. FedEx actually the first day coming out of the optimal entry. And those are 2 that are really at the top of my list in the industrials. We also have EMR, Emerson, which actually has now just broke out. So I'm giving you some really good, clean ideas to trade right now. Next, we're going to work our way over into consumer defensive. And an interesting one, I'm going to give you the top one I'm going to be watching today, which is Target. Target continues to pause right at this breakout level, and we're going to throw Costco in there as well. Costco finally broke this downtrend. I really like the way it finally paused here for about a week and a half. You can see volume dropped, right? How obvious is that, which is what you want to see on a pause. Getting a lot of questions about Walmart stock. Walmart stock is having a really hard time getting out of this 140 to 142 window. We have an alert for Walmart set over 142, but the financial stocks are at the top. You know what? Let's actually look at some basic material stocks just to give you an idea of where we are. One of the ones that I like the most right now, which was X. You could see actually X exploded on good volume. 2 days ago, we said don't get long because you can't get through 27. Now it's paused a couple of days. Volume dropped. It's below the average, and I'm looking to get long X today as well. And last but not least, I want to make sure that we finish up with the financial stocks, which is what we mentioned should be at the top of your list today and coming into the week. And we have a couple that are popular, a couple that you might not have heard of, but one that's considered a financial stock, again, following up on earnings. Allstate, just an amazing, amazing day yesterday, something that should be on the radar today. And again, of course, Goldman Sachs, one that should be as well. So a lot of good opportunities right now. Actually, you know what? I want to just throw in one more. We mentioned technology stocks are not in play, but Facebook actually really good pullback. And when I say good pullback, let me actually come back on the screen. It's a healthy pullback. You make new all-time highs, you pull back, you pause, you have a good spot to manage risk. And Facebook traded into a pause and then what we call a bullish U-turn. So I'm looking to actually take a look at Facebook today too. One of the few technology stocks that I like for my daily game plan today. So there's a lot to do. We're going to focus on that DraftKings today. We have our levels, maybe not a day trade unless we hover above the open the whole day with above average volume. That's a big deal too. We're not going to get involved until we see those prices for a little bit longer term swing. So my prediction for DraftKings stocks is I'm not doing anything. It doesn't look like it's going to be great either. It's those pre-pandemic levels that we need to fight. If we can get above that 55.50 for DraftKings stock, that's where I'm going to start to take a look at it again. So thank you so much for joining me today. Do yourself a favor. If you like these videos, let me know what you want to watch by giving us a thumbs up. That means a lot. If you have questions about any of the stocks, the stock prices that I'm looking at, definitely leave a comment below and give us a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day. Have a great weekend too. Be awesome today.